Hi everybody, this is Lisa from A Knit Sheep Yarns. How are you doing? I have a finished object today and I'm going to show you how to make it during the podcast today because I think this is the giftable item for this season. This is what I'm calling the easiest cowl in the world. It's not oversized, and my preference in cowls is that I don't have a lot of bunching at the back, and I like that it's versatile. I can wear it a couple of different ways. I think this is actually my favorite way of wearing it. And if you wish, you can knit this, crochet this, or make it in Tunisian crochet. How's that for a versatile piece that's going to be easy to make? So let me tell you how I came upon this cowl. I found this kind of recipe for making a cowl about, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 months ago. I came across this video on YouTube that I think was in Turkish. I wasn't sure what language it was in, but I saw the woman making this piece and folding it, and then voila, it was a cowl. I was like, well, doggone, how you do that? So I watched it like over and over again, trying to kind of glean what she was doing because I couldn't understand the language and there was no translation available. So I was like, all right, I see some things. Let me look around and see if I can kind of cobble together a description to put into the search engine and see if I could find other videos. And helpful YouTube. If you watch a video about something, you'll get more of that served up to you. So I found several others, but they were all in languages I didn't speak. So this cowl is out there in Hindi, in Russian, or Ukrainian. I couldn't tell by the sound. But if you want to watch videos about it, it is out there. So I thought, okay, I'm going to make one and I will do a video for it in English for the English speakers out there. And now I was checking on Ravelry, there is a pattern such as it is. It's called Easy Snood Rectangle. So Easy Snood Rectangle on Ravelry, I believe. But if I didn't get that quite right, I will put something in the description, a link in the description directly to it. What you'll have to do is going to take you to a Russian pattern site, and right below the Russian instructions are going to be the English instructions. So that's how you can see how to make it if you want to follow the original pattern. But once I made it, I was like, there is absolutely no reason you couldn't crochet one of these. You couldn't do this in Tunisian crochet. Heck, you could weave one of these if you wanted to, because it is just this, a rectangle. My mom did this one in Tunisian crochet. I think that's the reverse side. Here's the front side. And what we used for this, just because it's really super soft and really snuggly around the neck, is Berroco Topaz. Berroco Topaz is a wool and alpaca blend, and it's like softly spun, and it's thick and thin. So if you just do a simple stitch, it's gonna have a lot of character to it. So between the simple stitch and the simple construction, this is the easiest cowl in the world. And notice that it's not super long. So if you just wanted to crank out a gift or two, let's say for the AKS 2021 gift along, GAL. So that's our hashtag on Instagram, AKS 2021 GAL. So if you do one of these or some other neck piece to give as a gift, please let us know on Instagram or tell us here in the comments. So what I'm going to do is show you the secret sauce, how to do the fold that turns this rectangle into this very wearable cowl, and it will just sit so nicely in the neck of a coat. Matter of fact, I decided to pull out my crochet hook and crochet one too. This is actually the same. This is the leftover yarn from this one. So this is actually the same yarn, the same color. Isn't this amazing how different the yarn looks I just went ahead and did single crochets. So I wanted this to be very, very easy, yet have a lot of texture. But this is what I was telling you about Berroco Topaz. The yarn itself has so much character that the simplest stitch, it looks like you did all kinds of magical stuff. I think that's the reverse side. Let me turn it around. It's also a thick and thin, so I particularly love how the thick shows up in this background of single crochet. So I've got this one partially finished. I finished this one altogether, and I'm gonna demonstrate the folding on this one. Be right back. Okay, so I have shifted to my overhead shooting situation. So this is just the regular piece laid out on as much of the table as I can possibly show you. I have the tiniest round table that I'm working on right now. So basically, once you've made your rectangle, now I like to make mine about 18 inches long by 10 inches wide. Mom went a little bit wider, and you can. This one is about 13, yeah, this one's about 13 inches wide. If you want to make it a little bit longer, a little bit wider, because you might like the drape better, go for it. This is not an exact piece, but somewhere around the area of 18 by 10, 18 by 12, 19 by 12, 19 by 10, you will be just fine. And I have a blog post up on our blog that will give you the measurements, and I did a little chart. Let's say you don't want to use worsted weight yarn. You want to use some fingering that you have lying around. I made another little chart of cast on stitches that you can use for different weights of yarn, just to give you a little head start. Okay, so you lay it out, it's laying flat on the table. All you need to do is take one corner, it doesn't matter which one, and fold it towards the middle. Take the opposite corner and fold it towards the middle. And you want to create an overlap that is about 4 inches. I'm going to measure this. Yep, there we go. There's my 4-inch overlap. And that's that. That was the difficult part. That was the fold. Now all I'm going to do is stitch this together with the tail. So when we're done, we should only have 2 very short bits of tail to weave in. And now you have something that looks almost like, I don't know, you have a parallelogram. It doesn't look almost like a parallelogram. It is a parallelogram. Thank you, my old geometry teacher, Mrs. Gagan. If you're out there, hello. So I'm going to grab my needle and just stitch it up. When you got it seamed up, All that's left to do is pick it up. I'm going to turn it inside out because I like my clean edge to be out. So now I have something that looks like this. It's still a parallelogram. And I'm just going to flip the top half over the bottom half, and you will end up with a shape that looks like this. Isn't that cute? And it's going to show both sides of your knitting or crochet. So what I suggest to you, if you want to change to some other stitch, you don't want to just do a basic single crochet or a basic garter stitch, try doing something that's reversible or something that gives contrast when you change sides. Here's the back. And you see you're not going to have a lot of bulk in the back, but you're going to have coverage in the front that will keep you nice and toasty warm. So to put it on, you just slip it over your head. And arrange as you do. I'm moving my monitor so I can see what I'm doing rather than just guessing. And there you go. Open it up. Arrange it. Sit up so you can see the points. I haven't even woven in the other end yet, but there you go. And I think that that is super cute, super easy, super fast. So if you do kind of get down to the wire and want to give a handmade gift, pull out your hooks, your needles, and your yarn and make someone the easiest cowl in the world. I probably will not finish until probably the end of the next day or two, and I will put up pictures of it in the blog post so you can see one that's knitted, one that's crocheted, and one that's done in Tunisian crochet. But I think that is a whole lot of fun. Now, along the same lines of quick and easy, I'm going to introduce you to the Sirdar Alpine cowl. Oh, that's luxurious. Okay, so my favorite fun fur yarn is Sirdar Alpine. It actually feels like you're petting a bunny. It is super soft. It's super. So anything you make with it is lickety split quick. And this cowl takes just 2 balls of Alpine, and you can knit it or crochet it, and it looks exactly the same. It just looks like a fur piece. Once you actually worked it up, it really looks like a pelt. It is a 100% polyester yarn, so no critters were harmed in the creation of this cowl. And it's just really, as you can see, it looks really luxurious. Now, how do you make this cowl? Super easy. You either cast on 15 stitches or you single crochet 15 stitches and you knit until, or crochet until the piece measures 36 inches if you want to have a double loopable cowl like this. It takes 2 balls of Alpine, and you will really be knitting or crocheting by feel because you can't see stitches once you make them. So it's nothing complicated. Just stitch away, feel along, stick your hook in a hole or stick your needle in the hole and keep it moving. And then you sew up the 2 ends. I laugh when I made my first one of these. I had never worked in anything quite this bulky and furry before, so I did a provisional cast on because I was going to, graft the 2 ends together so I had no seam. You don't see a seam. All you see is fur. and that's it. So I would go for this too as also another project you can do. You would crochet this with an end hook, or you would knit it with a US 10. needle or above. I use a 10, but I think they recommend, let me see what they recommend here. Yeah, 10 or 11. But big needle, big hook, and it's a quick knit, and it actually, they really look great on. I appreciate how they look because they get so fluffy. What was that cartoon character that went, "It's so fluffy"? That's what this is. It's Despicable Me? Yeah. It's so fluffy! So this is also another quick, easy piece that you can do for AKS 2021 GAL. Well, that's our hashtag. As you see, not so great with the hashtags, but I'll put it in the description bar below. And I'm going to see if I can find the seam on this. No, it really doesn't matter how you sew it together because it cannot be seen. Hey there, I'm back with some shop news. So that was our cowls. That's what I'm going to suggest that you do for gift along or for just gifting because they're quick, they're easy, and they're fun to do. And knit, crochet, Tunisian, however you want to do it, get her done. So in shop news, we have a Trunkshow in from Universal Yarn. It's garments from the Deluxe Chunky collection. Crystal has me saying Chunky Deluxe. And it's actually Deluxe Chunky. So now I'm all confused. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
So we have several pieces in. We have a crochet piece. We have a half knit, half crochet piece. And we have several knit pieces. We are going to be doing a live stream of our Trunkshow on Wednesday. You know the date of that? Next week, Wednesday.
The 13th.
On Wednesday the 13th. Thank you. And we usually do trunk shows at what time?
3.
At 3 o'clock. So join me here live Wednesday the 13th at 3. And you can check out our Deluxe Chunky Trunk Show. We have some really beautiful pieces in. And I really want to show you the details in them. They're really great. And the other thing about Deluxe Chunky is that it's chunky. So all the pieces that we have are going to work up pretty quickly and pretty easily. Let me go ahead and plug this back in. I think that's it for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are going to try out one of our easy cowls, I would love to hear about it. If you do, if you're on Instagram, please hashtag us or tag us at AKS Yarn Store, or you can use hashtag AKS Yarn Store so we can find your post. And I would love to hear about it in the comments below. All right? Everybody have a great week. See you next time.